Chapter 30. The Book of Judicial Decisions. Chapter 1. Oath should be sworn by the defendant. Ibn Abbas reported Allah's Apostle as saying, if the people were given according to their claims, they would claim the lives of persons and their properties, but the oath must be taken by the defendant. Ibn Abbas reported that Allah's Messenger pronounced judgment on the basis of oath by the defendant. Chapter 2. The obligation of judging on the basis of a witness and an oath. Ibn Abbas reported that Allah's Messenger pronounced judgment on the basis of an oath and a witness by the plaintiff. Chapter 3. So the judgment of the judge does not change what happened. Salama reported Allah's Messenger as saying, "You bring to me for judgment your disputes, some of you perhaps being more eloquent in their plea than others, so I give judgment on their behalf according to what I hear from them. Bear in mind, in my judgment, if I slice off anything for him from the right of his brother, he should not accept that. For I sliced off for him a portion from the hell." This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Hisham with the same chain of transmitters. Salama, the wife of Allah's Apostle, reported that Allah's Messenger heard the clamor of contenders at the door of his apartment. He went to them and said, "I am a human being, and the claimants bring to me the dispute, and perhaps some of them are more eloquent than the others. I judge him to be on the right, and thus decide in his favor. So he whom I, by my judgment, give the undue share out of the right of a Muslim, I give him a portion of fire. He may burden himself with it or abandon it." This hadith has been transmitted on the authority of Ma'mar with a slight variation of words. Chapter 4. The case of Hind. Aisha reported, Hind, the daughter of Utbah, wife of Abu Sufyan, came to Allah's Messenger and said, "Abu Sufyan is a miserly person. He does not give adequate maintenance for me and my children, but I am constrained to take from his wealth some part of it without his knowledge. Is there any sin for me?" Thereupon Allah's Messenger said, "Take from his property what is customary, which may suffice you and your children." This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Hisham with the same chain of transmitters. Aisha reported that Hind came to Allah's Apostle and said, "Messenger of Allah, by Allah, there was no other household upon the surface of the earth than your household, about which I cherished Allah bringing disgrace upon it. And now there is no other household upon the surface of the earth than your household, about which I cherish. Allah granting it honor. Allah's apostle said, "It is so by him in whose hand is my life." She said, "Allah's messenger Abu Sufyan is a niggardly person. Is there any harm for me if I spend upon his children out of his wealth without his permission?" Thereupon Allah's apostle said, "There is no harm for you if you spend upon them what is reasonable." Aisha reported that Hind, daughter of Utbah, he aged Rabi, came to Allah's messenger and said, "Allah's messenger, by Allah, there was no household upon the surface of the earth than your household, about which I cherished that it should be disgraced. But today there is no household on the surface of the earth than your household, about which I cherish that it be honored." Thereupon Allah's messenger said, "It will increase by him in whose hand is my life." She then said, "Messenger of Allah, Abu Sufyan is a niggardly person. Is there any harm for me if I spend out of that which belongs to him on our children?" He said to her, "No, but only that what is reasonable." Chapter 5. The prohibition of asking too much with no need. The prohibition of withholding the rights of others and asking of them, which means refusing to give others their rights and asking for that to which one is not entitled. Abu Huraira reported Allah's messenger as saying, "Verily Allah likes free things for you and he disapproves free things for you. He is pleased with you that you worship him and associate nor anything with him, that you hold fast the rope of Allah and be not scattered, and he disapproves for you irrelevant talk, persisting questioning, and the wasting of wealth." This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Suhail with the same chain of transmitters, but with a slight variation of words. Mughira bin Shu'bah reported Allah's messenger as saying, "Verily Allah the glorious and majestic has forbidden for you disobedience to mothers and bearing alive daughters, withholding the right of others in spite of having the power to return that to them, and demanding that which is not one's legitimate right. And he disapproved three things for you: irrelevant talk, persistent questioning, and wasting of wealth." A hadith like this has been transmitted on the authority of Mansur with a slight variation of words. Shabi reported that the scribe of Al-Mughira bin Shu'bah said, "Muawiyah wrote to Mughira, 'Write for me something which you heard from Allah's messenger.' And he wrote, 'I heard Allah's messenger as saying, Verily Allah disapproves free thing for you, irrelevant talk, wasting of wealth, and persistent questioning.'" Warad reported that Al-Mughira wrote to Muawiyah, "Peace be upon you," and then coming to the point, I should say, that I heard Allah's messenger as saying, "Verily Allah has prohibited free things and has forbidden free things. He has declared absolutely haram the disobedience of father, burying of daughters alive, and withholding that which you have power to return, and has forbidden three things: irrelevant talk, persistent questioning, and wasting of wealth. Chapter 6. The reward of the judge if he strives to reach a decision, whether he gets it right or wrong. Amr bin al-As reported that he heard Allah's Messenger as saying, when a judge gives a decision, having tried his best to decide correctly, and is right, there are two rewards for him. And if he gave a judgment after having tried his best to arrive at the correct decision, but erred, there is one reward for him. This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Abu Hurairah with another chain of transmitters. This hadith has been transmitted on the authority of Usama bin al-Had al-Laythi. Chapter 7. It is disliked for a judge to pass a judgment when he is angry. Abd al-Rahman bin Abi Bakr reported, my father dictated and I wrote for him to Ubaydullah bin Abi Bakr while he was the judge of Sijistan. Do not judge between two persons when you are angry, for I have heard Allah's Messenger as saying, none of you should judge between two persons when he is angry. This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Abd al-Rahman bin Abi Bakr through another chain of transmitters. Chapter 8. Rejection of wrong rulings and of newly invented matters. Aisha reported Allah's Messenger as saying, he who innovates things in our affairs for which there is no valid reason commits sin, and these are to be rejected. Saad bin Ibrahim reported, I asked Qasim bin Muhammad about a person who had 3 dwelling houses, and he willed away the third part of every one of these houses. He, Qasim bin Muhammad, said all of them could be combined in one house, and then said, Aisha informed me that Allah's Messenger said, he who did any act for which there is no sanction from our behalf, that is to be rejected. Chapter 9. The best of witnesses. Sayyid bin Khalid al-Juhani reported Allah's Apostle as saying, should I not tell you of the best witnesses? He is the one who produces his evidence before he is asked for it. Chapter 10. Differences between mujtahids. Abu Hurairah reported Allah's Apostle as saying, while 2 women had been going along with their 2 sons, a wolf came and made away with the child of one of them. One of them said to her companion, it is with your child that the wolf, has run away. The other one said, it has run away with your child. They brought the matter to Hadrat David for decision, and he made a decision in favor of the elder one. They then went to Suleiman bin Dawood, made there be peace upon both of them, and told them the story. He said, bring me a knife so that I may cut the child into 2 parts for you. The younger one said, no, it can't be. May Allah have mercy upon you. The child belongs to her. the child belongs to her, the elder. So he gave a decision in favor of the younger one. Abu Huraira said, if ever I heard of the word as-sikid at all, it was that day. We called it by no other name but al-Mudiyah. This hadith has been narrated on the authority of Abu as-Sinad with the same chain of transmitters. Chapter 11. It is recommended for a judge to reconcile between disputants. Hamim bi Munabi said, Abu Huraira reported so many ahadith of Allah's Messenger, and one of them is this. A person bought from another person a piece of land, and the person who had bought that land found in it an earthenware which contained gold. The person who had bought the land said to the seller of the land, take your gold from me, for I bought only the land from you and not the gold. The man who had sold the land said, I sold the land to you and whatever was in it. They referred the matter to a person. One who was made as a judge said to them, have you any issue? One of them said, I have a boy, and the other said, I have a young daughter. He, the judge, said, marry this young boy with the girl and spend something on yourselves, and also give some charity out of it.